Alright. Mojo the Cook, what is up? Plan for today. I am very excited. It's going to be a lot of fun. So we have a bunch of different tasks we need to do. Hey, High Flyer. Hey, Cloper. What's up? Yeah, we have a whole bunch of really exciting stuff to do today. It's gonna be cool. I might only be able to get to like one thing, but hopefully we'll get a lot done. So the big item on the to-do list is grenades. First I'll show you what I've been working on all day. Oh, so one thing is we have a hardware cursor now. So that was something that I noticed was a problem with the game, is that it's hard to... the cursor was very unresponsive. And so it turns out that computers render cursors in a separate rendering path so that it's actually more responsive than the actual frame rate of the game. And so switched to that, and now it's a lot more responsive and smooth and nice. I spent a while trying to draw a cool cursor icon and just ended up using a crosshair. Seemed to be the best way. So yeah, that's that. Oh, what am I doing? So what I've been working on is a new map, because I'm increasing the maximum players to 12, and so I want to try out making a new map with that's large enough for 12 players. So seems that every time I start a new project I end up rewriting everything a few days later. Is it just because I suck at planning before I start writing code, or is it just normal? Oh yeah. If you're talking about like on the scale of a couple days, oh yeah, I rewrite stuff all the time. And the other thing is that I think really especially with games, the only way to know how to do it the right way is just A, by studying other people's code and learning from them, and B, just doing it yourself and making all the mistakes. So yeah, I would say that's perfectly normal. Definitely expect to rewrite stuff. So yeah, this is the new level that is like very, very early stages. But there's actually, it's going to be pretty massive. It's actually a synthesis of a couple of existing levels that I've already built, and I'm just sort of stitching them together. But yeah, this will all be filled out. It's actually kind of neat when you view it in color. It's pretty cool. I kind of like it. But yeah, this is what I've been working on all day, and most of yesterday actually. This part's not done, not even a little bit. This part I think will be pretty interesting. Should be pretty fun to play in. Alright. Oh, you're getting beer. Nice. That's the proper way to watch Twitch. Alright, so what we're gonna do today is I want to make it so that you can stick grenades to your minions that you have created. Okay, so you can turn them into suicide, guys. That is the goal. And it's going to be a little bit tricky. Oh no. Blender skeletal animations imported through ASIMP? Oh no! I don't know anything about it. I know nothing. What's going on? Via FBX. Okay. Yeah, right. That's the worst part of it.
Extended, attendant as I ought to be. With all them heavy-headed dreams and well-bred skull and bones tendencies. Got a field of yellow teeth that needs some dentistry in the front yard. I'm afraid I've missed my mark. Have I gone too far away? I told myself that it couldn't be so bad.
Every time I have more than 2 weights at a vertex, the mesh kind of implodes. Do you know if the weights are normalized? That's interesting. Do you, so that sounds like a shader issue, or maybe you're not passing the weights in correctly. Linearly interpolating matrices in the vertex shader and the data looks fine. What do you mean by linearly interpreting? Okay, I can show you my, animation shader. It's just like your standard. Make sure manually that they're normalized. Okay. Yeah, basically, here's the code that I have. I mean, you pass in up to 4 bone weights. So it sounds to me like it's either a problem in this shader, or it's a problem in the way that you're passing the bone weights. Because it is a little bit weird and tricky. You gotta pass these bone IDs. So you pass up to 4 IDs of different bones and then up to 4 weights. And then when you're passing those into OpenGL, it sounds like the problem is probably either here, which this is like straight up what they tell you to do in the tutorial. Stuff looks identical. Okay, good. So yeah, probably not here then. Then it's probably when you're passing in the vertex data. Pass them as float and cast to in shader. Oh, okay, that's a little weird, but whatever. Are you calculating your skin transforms correctly? Because you have to you take your armature, you have an inverse bind pose, and then you multiply it by the bones itself. What I would do is maybe take all these skin transforms and set them to, like, pass them in as just identity, like try and narrow down the problem. One thing that helped me was that I have a debug thing here that lets me, it just shows the position of all the bones. Like, it just spits out particles at the positions of all the bones so you can see if your bones are screwed up. And so I would do that, see if your bones are screwed up, and then maybe just set all your bones to identity matrix just for testing purposes. And then baking the inverse bind pose into the mesh. What? How does that work? Let me think about that. Why would you do that? I don't think you want to do that. Baking the inverse bind pose. Like you're baking it into the bind pose. Maybe that baking is busted for multiple weights. Works fine for meshes without multiple weights. I'm not sure what you mean by baking that inverse bind pose. That sounds not... I'm not sure what that's about. Because you need bind pose, inverse bind pose. You need both of them so that when everything is at its default, they multiply together and get to identity matrix. At least that's how I understand it. Let me see. And then the other thing that I would say is that it might be the way that you're sending the bone weights into your OpenGL. So like, let me see here. Yeah, I don't. My code is all. I don't have a good place to show you where I do that, but it sounds like that would be the first thing I would go to, is just see if the way that you're passing and defining what your attribute buffers are. Just make sure that's right, like the stride and all that stuff. That's probably what that is. Thought that since I have to apply the inverse bind pose anyway to every vertex, I can just apply it to the mesh and save the vertices that way. I don't think so. No, I don't think that's possible. At any rate, yeah, I really don't think that's how it works. I've never seen. I'm trying to think, because that kind of makes sense in my head, but I've never seen it done that way in any animation system. That's a really interesting idea. But yeah, I would try just having the vertices normally, and then pass in when you're passing in your bones, multiply them by the inverse bind pose like I was showing there. Like this. Because yeah, this is how I've always seen people do it. Maybe the whole thing falls apart as soon as I have multiple weights. Yeah, it does. No, that's absolutely it. Because you have to the inverse matrix is different for each bone. So each vertex, actually, you have to multiply it by 4 different inverse bind poses. Which you could still maybe bake that, but I'm not sure how that would work. That's your problem. Yeah, you need to, when you're baking your vertex, you'd have to multiply it by 4 different inverse bind poses, or however many are affecting that vertex, and each one based on how much weight. That sounds like not a good idea. It might be possible, but I'm not sure. I'm not strong enough with matrix math to say that it is for sure. So that's probably what it is. I would just bake your mesh, normal straight up vertex data, and then pass in your skin transforms like this, and that should hopefully solve the problem. But yeah, good luck with that. Blender and Asimp and all that, it's a huge nightmare. This will be the very rough beta version of grenades sticking to minions. Oh, I want to play an actual networked game. Whoops. Oh. Okay, minion. Aha! Stuck a grenade to it, but now he's like floating all over the place. Oh, I see, because he has the grenade has a physics body. Why does the grenade have a physics body? I'm pretty sure I can just... get rid of it. Or just make it not collide with minions. See if that works. This is not how you do collision masks, by the way. You want positive things. Don't do this canceling out stuff. It's terrible. That's the lesson I've learned. We're talking about learning things by trial and error, and you really only know how to do the right way by doing it the wrong way first. Don't do negative collision masks. Do positive collision masks. Grenade! Haha! Alright, so the grenade has lodged itself inside his bosom. Whoa, what happened? That's weird. Don't even know what collision masks are. So a collision mask is basically, it defines what things collide with each other. So everything in the game has different tags that identify it, and then there's the collision mask is basically a list of things that says, okay, here's everything that you have two types of things, or say 10 different types of things, and the collision masks help you say, okay, this collides with this thing, but it doesn't collide with that thing, and this collides with that thing, you know, every possible combination of those 10 different types, so there would be 100, 100 possible combinations if you have 10 different types of things. The masks are like bit masks, basically. They have a 1 or a 0 for each one of those possible combinations, and that lets you define. It doesn't quite work that way, but that's how it works in Unity. And that's how it should work in my game, but I didn't write it that way. Haha, suicide bomb! Dude, this is a great feature. I'm so excited. Never needed it though. Yeah. Yeah, collision masks are pretty important. Dude, this is gonna be so cool. This is what I like, is different gameplay elements combining together. Look at that. Now why did that explode though? I wonder if it was because, I wonder if it's actually working properly or not. Like, is the grenade detecting something? Yeah, there, it's detecting probably that minion there. And it's just exploding prematurely. That's probably what it is. Let's see here. Should rename this. Alright. Alright, now the next thing that we need to do is actually make it look like the grenade is like stuck to the minion's back or something. I think that's where I want to put it, is on the minion's back. So, oops. Come on, Visual Studio. I need to make sure this happens at the right place, too. This needs to happen pretty close to the end, I think. There's minions. Happens after minions. Happens after walkers. And animators. Okay. Should be good. Okay, here's the tricky part. Let's see. Parent, get, animator, to local asset, character spine. And then we're going to have to tweak this position and rotation so that it's actually on the back, which is probably just going to be trial and error, unfortunately. It could have an actual bone that's back there, but we're fairly far along in the process, in the development process of this game, and so I am okay with hard coding some numbers in here. I already hard code it for a couple things anyway, so do as I say, not as I do, folks. I have a reminder on my phone that says to stream. Is that the reason why we have you so often? No, I've always had that reminder set. I just, a lot of times, I ignore it because I don't have anything good to stream. Nope, I don't. I'm glad that this is already working pretty well with the network code. I mean, to be fair, I had an idea of how this was going to work coming in to this. Holy crap! Oh, this is awesome! This is the coolest thing ever. my gosh, this is so cool. I need to keep this. Look how huge these grenades are. I just love that. Oh man, I missed. I just love that they turn into these little. Hold on a second. I have to record this. This is definitely getting recorded for Twitter. Okay. Here's how I make GIFs, so you guys can see my process. Use a program called ShareX. It's really cool, and you can set hotkeys to do different things. So I have one that records a GIF, and it does a really good job of optimizing the GIF so it's not massive. And then you just hit a button to record. Let's do it on that map again, that was awesome. Oh, whoops. That's gonna be like a 14 megabyte GIF. That's way too much. Ow. This is so good. That's gonna be a huge one too. Hold on. I should just reload this map real quick. It's really hard to get a good GIF, you know? This is... I spend most of my time trying to get GIFs. You would expect that a minion is something that is smaller in size than yourself. Yeah. I guess. You're just kind of a sneaky robot, though. Whoops. Alright, that's enough. Hopefully one of those gifts will turn out. I think FFmpeg can make GIFs. Just make a AVI remove and then let mpeg... Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly what ShareX does. It's just... It does it a lot easier, and I mean, it creates the GIF for me, and it's got the hotkeys and everything all set up. It can even upload straight to Twitter and Imager and a bunch of others. but I don't use that feature. Yeah, it's pretty good. The developer of ShareX came in here at one point and was like, I had like a problem with it. I can't remember what it was. It was so random. It was so weird that like I was talking about ShareX, and I said something like, I just wish it had this. I don't remember what it was, and yeah, I think it was like recording a specific area of the screen or something, and like all of a sudden one of the people in chat is just like, oh hey, I make ShareX, I'll do that. And then like the next release had that feature. I was like, what? Completely random that he was watching my stream at exactly the moment that I was complaining. Okay, so that's pretty good. I think I'm just gonna ship it. Okay, so next thing we need to do is make the position, the offset. We got to figure out, and this is literally just going to be trial and error. I don't know what because everything, it's Blender and FBX and stuff, and so everything is, who knows what coordinate system it's in. So it literally could be X or Y or Z. I don't know. But I'll make it a big number so that we can see which one it is. And then this, we're going to do 0, turn it around like that. See how that goes. I learned C++ at my university, and there's some syntax that I'm not familiar with. Yes, I use, you might be talking about the types. I use type aliases. I mean, pretty much every C++ code base looks different. Because people just like write their own stuff. But yeah, this is a float. These are my type defs. So S is for signed, U is for unsigned, and then this is just the number of bits in it. So that might help understand it a little bit better. Yeah, there are different versions, but I don't generally use most of the newer features. I use it for threading. Aha! Master Magic, hey, what's up? Didn't know for a long time that Blender can normalize all transform values. Yes! Yes, it can do that. I don't really trust it because the FBX exporter is so bad. I have a custom forked version of the FBX exporter, but the code is like horrifically bad. So I don't always trust it. But you can also do it in Blender. If you just do Control A, you can apply scale and rotation and a bunch of other things. The only thing it can't do, and it drives me nuts, is it cannot apply scale and rotation to animations. So you can fix the mesh data, but you cannot fix the animations, which is extremely annoying. Writing exams again. Oof. Okay, so that was, we picked the right, axis. I would say like that. 3D is so easy if you stick to programmer art. As soon as you need an asset pipeline, it's bad, yeah. Alright, let's see. Ooh, you're doing collision checking. Awesome. I have never had to implement SAP or SAT. Yeah. That sounds like a lot of fun. Oh, yeah, it is a really good feeling once you're done with that skeletal animation, because it does suck a lot. Nope, wrong axis. Well, this feature was a lot faster than I thought. Whoops. Aha, look at that! Getting closer. Don't shoot at me. Interesting. It's hitting the grenade. The grenade is too low, I think. Or too high, so that when the turret hits it, it's actually killing the grenade. Or the grenade is, or the turret is actually shooting at the grenade. It looked like it was actually shooting at it. So I could change it to prioritize minions. Don't shoot at me, shoot at them, you dummies. This is such a good feature. Why can't I make such pretty things? What is this? Let's see. Oh, you know what? I think I fell for this before. This is Ray March's game. Wait, this is actually... Is this actually... Yeah, I think you showed this to me, and I thought I was getting trolled, like this is just like a Nintendo title. Because there's definitely skeletal animation in this. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Yes, it is. This is very beautiful. If this is your actual game, it's really impressive. I do remember you showing me this before. But it's already got skeletal animation in it, which is... Yeah, I do remember that GIF. Gonna do that. That skeletal animation with a single weight. Oh, wow. Okay. It looks really fantastic. I mean, sheesh. Alright, let's see here. Basically, I was running around for ages thinking I got working skeletal animation, only ever testing it. Oh, gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, I bet you that's what it is, that inverse bind pose thing. I really should hopefully solve it. Okay, so this I think is done. Let's make sure the turret is prioritizing. Check target. It does prioritize minions. Now I gotta put the inverse bind pose into my intermediate custom file format. Yeah, that was a huge pain. It kind of sucks that that's what it takes. Oh yeah, Legend of Coda. Amor Landra, hey! How's it going? Welcome. Hey! Thanks for that follow. Welcome to the stream. We are a bunch of C++ nerds in here. Yeah, so that's good. Let's see how the positioning is. I guess that's the only thing I changed. I am doing very well. Thank you for asking. Yes, we are. How are you guys all doing? What do you think? Glad it's Friday, I suppose. Aha! That's looking pretty good. Looks like a little backpack. Little tiny, highly lethal backpack. See, okay, he's shooting at the minion now, not the grenade, so that's good. And now, yeah, that's not good. So when the minion dies, the grenade probably resets to the origin. That's not good. Oh, you got beer. Yes, he knows how to watch Twitch properly. Okay, so yeah, when the minion dies, the grenade needs to just fall to the ground. So that is what needs to happen. Let's see here. Let's see. Wonder I could make a separate state here. I also need to remember where I last was. And then I could make a separate state here, like attached. Or how can I do this without increasing the size of my struct? I don't want to take up any more memory. That would be the end of the world. Yeah, I could add another state. Attached. Oh, thank you so much. You are the second person ever to cheer. I've never received cheers. One other person did. But thank you for that. Yes, you get an achievement. I wish I had an achievement. I don't even have any custom like chat thingies or anything. But you win one internet. Yes, you get a cheer, a William cheer. I'll message him and see if he can give you a William cheer. Yes, attached. Buying his love. William cannot be bought. He is a man of integrity. So I'm afraid now that I've added a new state that all my code is going to break. Let's see here. What is this called? Okay, so we were attached, we lose our parent, then we need to reset everything, and we lose our parent. It's the saddest thing in the world. It is a traumatic experience for our grenade to lose its parent. That's... we should not even be joking about that. That's horrible. Yeah, so... Yep. If parent Um, Hey Faye, what's up? Could you please do something boring so I can wash my dishes? Oh, see, this is my problem. I don't stream unless I have something interesting. Is this not? Are you not entertained? Look at this. Let's see. 2 world. Okay. And we should make it clear here that this is absolute pos attached. You know what? We should even just say animator. Just make it more generic. That's why I said do something boring. Sorry, man. Dishes can wait. Got my plan to be a paratrooper sharpshooter. Hope I'll get through this without broken bones. Holy cow. Congratulations. Best of luck with that. You are in for some hard training, my friend. That's awesome though. Way to go. Please don't break any bones. Alright, this is good, this is good. The only thing I don't like about it is I can't watch streams. Wow. If that's the worst part, then that'll be pretty good. Getting screamed at 4 AM, I think, would be the worst part. Yeah. You can take it. You'll get through it. No problem. Alright, let's see how this goes. How many classes do you have? Actually, I have like maybe 1 or 2 because I'm forced to because I have to. I can't talk. I have to inherit from a third-party library to call into their stuff. So I don't like to use classes. So instead I use structs, which are functionally the same as classes, except that they are public default. The only difference between a class and a struct is classes, everything is private by default. And so you have to say public colon in order to expose anything. So I like structs where everything is public. It helps me to think about things as data structures as opposed to classes. I think it's a better way of programming. Alright. Alright, now we need him to die. Is this with Unreal Engine? Nope. Custom. Wait, it blew up. I didn't see it. Okay, die. Haha, look, it worked! Now the only thing was that when it fell off, it still had the, like, fins on it. So I don't want that. Sounds very insecure. No. Public versus private is not a security thing. Look at the people think it's with UE. Well, I'm glad you like it. Thank you guys. Yeah, so normally the grenades are there's no fins on it until it actually attaches to something. So we need to fix that, because let me make sure that's what happened. I really like this mechanic though. Be able to make suicide guys. Yeah, it still had fins, even though it was floating in the air. How long did it take you to make the basic engine? Is it worth it to make a custom one? It just depends. I think it has more benefits than most people want to admit. And I think whatever you use, everyone is a fanboy of. So like if you talk to Unity people, they're like, man, Unity's great, don't ever write a custom engine. Or Unreal, like they'll tell you don't ever write a custom engine. And for the most part they're right. But, you know, I couldn't have made this game without, I wouldn't have made this game in Unity or Unreal. It would be a different game if I had not written the engine myself. So, I think it's, you know, if you have a good reason to, then yeah, like this game is very weird with like different custom rendering, and it's not very normal, and so I'm really glad that it's written in a custom engine. But for a more traditional game, then yeah, it might make sense. I mean, yeah, I can't tell you what to do. There are pluses and minuses to everything. Okay, so the issue is somewhere here. There it is. Even if I fail finishing my engine because of me using a custom engine, I've still learned a massive amount of non-game dev related stuff that helped me get a job in CS related stuff. Yeah, that's another thing to consider is if you're interested in in low-level stuff and engine programming, absolutely make a custom engine. Like if you're yeah, that's a good rule of thumb. If you're interested in making a game and you're interested in game design and you know, you just are more interested in like the gameplay aspect of things, absolutely use an engine. Because it's going to take forever. If you're interested in low-level programming and stuff and you enjoy it, then write your own custom engine. I mean, like, game dev is hard enough. It's so hard that I think a lot of times you should just do what makes you happy, kind of a thing. If you have, you know, that's definitely something to consider, is like if you enjoy working in an engine, then continue doing that, because if you try and force yourself like, oh, I don't like working in a custom engine, but I heard it's a good thing to do, eventually you're going to become miserable and just burn out, and so that's not good. So do whatever you got to do to get the thing done. Know a bit of Lua, nothing super advanced, but I want to learn game dev. I come from Roblox. I might start with Love 2D. Yeah, Lua is a really good way. I think Love is pretty good. So yeah, it sounds like a good route to go if you already have some experience. That was a lot of code I just deleted. That's nice. Use the right tool for the job. Exactly. Exactly. And a lot of times the right tool is the one that works with your brain the best. Okay, so then in this... There we go. Okay, once this is done, I think this feature will be complete. And we can move on to other fun stuff. Yes, I actually do have like 3 or 4 fairly interesting things. It's a little bit too far behind him. Okay, that looked pretty good, I think. Oh, that was stupid. Yeah, I think that's working pretty well. Don't shoot at me, bro. Shoot at him. Ah, well. I think it's working. This thing is going nuts. Don't just stream when you think you have interesting things. Can't speak for others, but I enjoy the stream no matter what you work on. Well, I'm glad. Oh, you changed your color again. Yeah, yeah, I know. I'll stream more. I don't know. I don't have any excuse. That's it. You're absolutely right. Okay, we're gonna cross that off. Good feature. Oh, I'm gonna do one last thing. Really fast. I wanted to change the spacing just a smidge forward. Here. Do like that. Don't think it was quite attached to the minion's back. They don't want me in there Silly color club. Hey man, you can form your own color club with blackjack and hookers. Alright, yes, so these next ones are hard. Basically, I'll show you guys. I have these things called rectifiers, which are like, they do multiple different things. Do you comment the code? If you have to ask, that's a bad sign. That's a sign that I'm not commenting code enough. Yeah, I do comment code, but I try to make most of my code self-commenting or self-documenting. So I normally only write comments that explain why we're doing something. This kind of, there's two types of comments I think are useful. One is like this, is not actually that useful, but it's like this. This is a marker. Like here, this is, as you're reading through the code, it helps you understand this whole chunk of code here is all about drawing ropes. This one is all about drawing bolts. This one is about drawing fake bolts. So that's one kind, is basically for navigation. And then this kind of comment is explaining not what something is doing, but why is it doing it. So hopefully this is clear what it's doing based on the code itself, right? So if the item is visible, if the bolt is visible, and if the camera, this is a badly named function, but basically this is the camera checking to see if it's within the view frustrum. So if both of these things are true, then add it to the list of instances. So hopefully all of this is fairly clear what it's doing. So instead, this is explaining why. Why do we need to check if this thing is visible? And the reason is that I have this whole damage buffering system where bolts are they're in a, sometimes they can enter a state where the bolt is invisible and it's kind of in limbo while it's waiting for damage buffering, because it's a networked game, and so I don't apply damage instantly because I wait for a round trip time. Because yeah, so player A shoots a bolt at player B. The bolt hits him on the server. Now, if player B wants to react to that, on the server, the bolt will hit them before they can even see, right? Player B sees that the bolt has hit them because things happen on the server, and then the server sends a packet to the client, and you know, 50 to 100 milliseconds later, then player B sees, oh, the enemy hit me with a bolt, right? So I have a feature where you can reflect bolts back at the enemy. So if player B wants to react to that, they can't, because by the time they see that it's happened and they hit the button on the server, it's already happened. Everything's already done. They're already dead. So instead, I have this damage buffering system where on the server, when a bolt hits someone, it actually sits there and kind of enters a waiting state where the bolt is just sitting around like waiting for 50 to 100 milliseconds, depending on the network speed. And giving the player time to react. And then once that time is up, then the bolt checks again and says, okay, are you ready for me? Did you react, and are you blocking me, or am I going to damage you? So anyway, that's this whole damage buffering system. So this is, I think, a pretty good type of comment, because it explains why do I need to even worry about whether this bolt is visible or not. It's because it has to do with the damage buffering system. Frustrum. Yeah, I say frustrum sometimes. It's frustum, but it's a weird word. Yeah, I did say frustrum. You can unfollow me. It's pretty bad. It's hard to read your code of variables. They're so abbreviated, like single character variables. Well, I like to use that's not good. I generally only use single letter variables for loops, and then if it's the only other thing is that sometimes I have like common things across the code that I use. Like M sometimes I use for matrices, so that's like a common thing that you'll see all across the code. So it's a little bit excusable. And then like U is a common name for the. It's always what I name the update structure. So I have a structure that I pass into all update functions that contains information about the state, like the input and all that kind of stuff. And I always call that U. It took some time for me to read C++ fast. At the beginning it was hard for me too. Frustrum Lightning. No, it's not Lightning. Definitely not. I would unfollow me too, honestly. What was I doing? Oh, I was showing you this next thing I want to work on. Which was what again? I completely lost track. Rectifiers, right. So this is a rectifier. Basically, it's this little thing, and it creates this zone, and it will do different things, like... What is that about? This is a particle effect where it heals things, but it looks like it's healing the spawn point, which is weird. Super weird. Anyway, you can see that everything in this blue field here, or rather, really players inside this blue field, are invisible. So here I'm visible. Here I'm stealthed. So what I want to do is I want this to be stealth too by default. CodeBot, thank you so much for that follow. Welcome to the stream. So yeah, I want this to be cloaked by default. And there's a lot of different things that I have to do for that. See, these guys are already like hammering it down because I could also make it heal itself. Oh, it's healing the force field. That's weird. Oh well. Do what did you before for being stealth? Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna definitely copy paste some of that code, but yeah, it's complicated though because enemy or like friendly players, I can still see it. Zanizard, thank you so much for that follow. Welcome. So like, you can kind of see a faint outline of my player model, but the enemy should see absolutely nothing. So that's one thing that makes it more complicated. And then another thing is that if an enemy places a rectifier, then they will detect each other, so neither of them will be stealthed. There's a lot of complex things to think about here. So yes, I have existing stealth code, and I'm definitely going to be copy pasting a lot of it. So yeah. This might be kind of easy. I don't think so. I think it's going to be hard. Yeah, don't support me. Yes. Yeah, use Unity or Unreal. Seriously. Friends don't friends. Write custom engines. Alright, here's the stealth code. It's not pretty. Where is it? Here it is. Yeah, this all needs really cleaned up because it's closely tied to the player system. I want a Mac version of this game that starts in windowed mode. It should be able to. You should be able to just set the yeah, that's weird that doesn't work. It should work. Especially if you set the resolution smaller than the screen size that you have, then it should start up in windowed mode. It really should. That's strange. SDL has a weird thing where if you start it up in windowed mode but the resolution is the same size as the screen, it doesn't actually do it. It actually just goes into full screen. At least, as best I can tell, I haven't figured out how to fix that yet. SDL is horrible. You can't start the game, Cloper? Where do I set the resolution? It's under settings. And it's under settings, graphics, and then there's resolution. Or if you can, oh, right. So you can, there's a README that shows where it is. Yeah, right here. So find this file right here, and then there's just a width and a height setting in there. Just set it to something. Set it to make sure it's a valid resolution size, like 1280 by 720 or something. But it should work. Oh, that 2-screen issue, right? Yeah, I gotta figure that out. I do have the ability to test it, I think.
Hold on a second.
I just have to, I gotta get like a DisplayPort adapter or something to figure that out. Okay, so the bad part of this problem and why this is going to be difficult is because it's closely tied in with the player system. And it's pretty messed up. Although I have functions for it, I think I might not be able to do any of this. Yeah, there's some crazy code in here because I used to have decoys, and it's just an insane amount of, it's insane. Oh, okay, awesome. Yeah, let me know if that works, and then maybe I'll be able to look at that 2-screen issue. Alright, so yeah. Works? Awesome. Awesome. That is a... Do you have 2 screens? Or is yours just 1 screen? And what is the resolution of your monitor? Because, yeah, maybe I'll be able to fix that. Alright, let's see here. Doesn't connect. That's not good. Is there a firewall thing going on? Oh, 2880 by 1800. Okay, you have 2 screens. Yeah, that's probably the same issue. 2 screens. I'll have to figure that out. But not connecting. That's no good. Do you have Did you change which master server it's connecting to by any chance? Let me see if the master server is up. Yeah, master server is up. It should work. Only draws in the bottom left corner. Oh my gosh, there's so many problems. I gotta fix this. Okay, so you want to find out how does this function work? Let's see. Maybe because it's a high DPI. Oh, dude. Freaking SDL. Pretty much everything in SDL sucks, but a high DPI I have not gotten to work. Like, for the longest time, it just did not work at all on Windows. And finally, I just kept updating to the bleeding edge on GitHub, and finally it just started working. And then, yeah, high DPI, I'm sure, is completely messed up. And I don't have a high DPI screen for Mac that I can test on, so... Oh, man, that sucks. And, like, probably most Macs are going to be high DPI, so that's definitely something that I'm going to have to fix. Oh, SDL, it sucks so bad. Alright, so I want to change this to a mask so that I can... So even though I set full screen to 0, it starts borderless window, so I can't drag it around. High DPI sucks everywhere, not just on Mac. Yeah, it does. High DPI especially sucks on SDL. So even though I set full screen to 0, it starts borderless window, so I can't drag it around. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't ever offer a fully windowed mode where you actually have the border on it. I should probably do that. I will write that down. Real windowed mode. Sorry about that. Sorry that it's... High DPI doesn't suck on Mac. Yeah, actually high DPI is great on Mac, but SDL on Mac, everything sucks. Okay. Okay, that's it, and then we just gotta implement the actual stealth setting code. I will be right back, guys. Okay. GLFW is managed by giving you two variables, window size and frame buffer size. Oh, yeah. Former is the non-high DPI. Yeah. I don't know how it does it in SDL. It makes no sense. Okay, two issues. I see two mice, the system mouse and yours. Right. Game's in the loop telling me I'll be redirected, but nothing happens. Yeah. Well, the mouse cursor should hopefully be fixed in the new patch because we are on a hardware mouse now. But the itch account is another issue because it should open up. You should hit a button and it should open up your browser. So if it's not opening up your browser, then that's a problem. I need to double click everything. Single click doesn't do anything. Boy, that's crazy. Okay, let me write all these down. Let's see, Mac, two screens, doesn't work. High DPI doesn't work. Cursor, hopefully should be fixed. I have to click twice. That makes no sense to me. I have to click everything twice. Not even so. If you're in game, like shooting around, you have to double click. That doesn't make any sense. That's crazy. And then the redirect doesn't work. Yeah. Can you in the main menu? Can you click like Discord, the link to like the Discord or anything? Because those are the same code that just opens up a URL. Weird that none of that works. One issue, my laptop transformed into a tripod drone and now jumps around the apartment. Just the menu so far. Okay. Yeah, the Mac, STL just sucks on Mac. Oof. Okay. Now this is the function that I use on the drone. Shoot it with lasers, yes. Discord link in the menu did open the Discord, but it didn't show it. I only saw it after. So after closing the game, the only thing that's open is the Discord page. It didn't open any other pages. Oh. Right, because it wouldn't have, because you booted it up from itch. But did it open any pages in the background when you launch it standalone? Because that's what it's trying to do. When you hit enter, it should open up your browser. It might be opening it in the background. I could add a way to minimize that. Yeah, the Discord tab in my browser was open. Okay, yeah, but what about when you launch it standalone? Does it open like an itch.io page in the background when you just launch it outside of the itch app? Because that's what it's supposed to do. Well, now it's probably going to work no matter what. Hopefully, if you launch it standalone. Oh no! It should still open up. It should still open a page, an itch.io page in the background. Oh, right, we already have. Whatever. It does. Okay. Yes. Yes, that's exactly it. Yeah. So the crazy way it works it's an OAuth login. So what happens is the game actually starts a server and then opens up your browser and it's on itch.io. And then once itch.io logs in, it redirects you to a link. It redirects you to a URL that is a localhost link. And then, so that's how the game gets the token back. And then you close the tab, go back to the game, and you're logged in. It's pretty nuts, but that's how you're supposed to do it with OAuth. Right, if the game is closed, then the localhost link won't work anymore. So you're supposed to keep the game open and have the browser window and click the link and all that. Right, because you closed the game already, yeah. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. It's such a convoluted system. Okay. It just sounds all kinds of over-engineered. Hey, KCS plays. What's up? Yeah, I mean it's kind of the industry standard. I mean but yeah, sometimes the industry is crazy, especially in web development. All right, this should be good. So now another thing we need to do is. Copy paste, copy pasta. Don't do this. It's bad. I'm 99% sure that you could do that via a REST interface locally and on the web server, given that it supports an API. Yeah. That's not how you're supposed to do it, though. The inverse bind pose is per mesh and not per rig. It is per rig. Yes, it is per rig. Oh. Oh man. Let's see if this works. What if I have multiple meshes with different origins that use the same rig? Different origins. Why does a mesh have an origin? I'm not sure I understand. My meshes don't. It's just a list of vertices. There's no origin of the mesh. The origin is just 0, 0, 0. If you have different meshes with different origins, then there's no issue with two screen. Works the same as with one screen. Just everything is a double click. Okay. Local space origin, whatever you want to call it. I'm not sure what you mean. So if that's the case, if your meshes have that, then that's definitely something that I would bake into the data, right? So, you know, just add that offset to all of the vertices and then export the vertices out. Yeah, the inverse bind pose should be per rig, but this sounds like you kind of have maybe some custom stuff going on, so I might be wrong. But in the general way of doing things, yeah, it should be per rig. Uh-oh. Oh. Oh, you know what? No, yeah, that's fine. So there's also like the shields around the rectifier, but I think that's already handled automatically. It sets it to whatever. It just sets it to whatever is set on the view, the parent view. So you are manually making sure that the rig has the same origin as your mesh all the time, like the armature and Blender and the mesh. Yeah, no, I don't mess around with origins. Just for this exact reason, that stuff gets messed up. So I always have everything set to 0, 0, 0, and then I have a root bone, and if I need to move the whole thing, then I move the root bone. I don't ever move meshes around or armatures around. I mean, there's probably a way to do it, but I'm so scared of all Blender things. Like, really all animation in Blender and FBX things. Like, it just is so finicky. So I don't mess with it. What am I doing? I'm not doing that. I'm done with that. Rectifiers. Stealthed. Okay, I need to test this with other things. There's an accident. The inverse bind pose matrix is in the mesh. Huh. I don't know, man. That's kind of weird. It should be the same for all. You know, you could take a look at it, like look at your different meshes, and see if the inverse bind pose matrix is the same for all of them. It should be. I think it should be. But oh, look at that! It's stealth. We can't see where it is. Now, dang it. One thing is that we have this effect where the rectifier is healing things. So it's totally easy to see where the thing is because it's got this particle effect. So we're gonna have to fix that. Now let's try and add a rectifier here. It's still, we still can't see it. Huh. So how are you doing it? When you read the node graph, do you search for a mesh that uses a bone that corresponds to that node? I don't remember. Here's where I do it. I think I just always have one armature and one mesh together. Yeah, they're just always together. I'm not sure. I don't think I have to do any kind of searching through the node graph. We don't have multiple meshes per armature. Yeah, I don't. But what I do is I can. It's if it's the same armature, you can just use it with another mesh in your engine. Hey, Meshuga, how's it going? Why can't, that's weird. Well, now it's working. Oh, crap. Microtransactions are bad. Yes. Oh, you want to sell my hats? Oh, gosh. That's how you make money. Now that was weird that these were not stealthed. Oh, this game is gonna be over here. Something fishy going on here. It's only cosmetic. Oh gosh.
Alright.
Oops. See, look at that. I can see it. What the heck? People with the golden hat for $5 USD can jump twice as high and have a speed boost, but mostly cosmetic. Okay, that sounds fine.
Alright.
What? Team none. The crap. Oh. Yeah, no, this should be fine. I don't understand. How did that happen? I had this idea to make a Super Mario type game where you don't get enemies unless you buy them with microtransactions. Oh gosh. Microtransactions for locked, like go into the settings menu, and there's locks on everything. You have to buy different options. Out of my house. Right there. Right there. Oh, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. Why is the team mask -1? That's what I need to know. That's one thing. Normal max $15. Oh my gosh. Okay, that should do something. Still didn't explain why it would not be stealthed. I don't know. Let's go to the office. Hey, Hambone. What's up? That's good. So rectifiers are going to be stealthed now, Hambone. Yay! It's working. Yay. Yay, it's uh-oh, no, no, no. Oh no. I think I know what it is. Is your console completely custom? Yes. It's really simple. Super simple. Stir, stir, stir comp. Very basic. I think I know what it is. Freaking sweet, man. Freaking sweet. Alright, that should fix it. I think what the issue was is that it's doing dot product checks between these rectifiers, and if they're on the same plane, then there can be floating point errors and stuff, and it's kind of a random whether it will be registered or not. So I added a offset, and hopefully that should solve it. Is that like a... It's a really long description. Look at that, what the heck? They're both stealthed. What the garbage is this? Where is it? I can't find it. There it is. Ay, ay, ay. Look at that. That one is not stealthed. For some reason. What the crap is going on? We're using OpenGL. Yes! That is what I'm using. Team 1. That's good. Team 1. I just don't understand any of this. Wait a minute, 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 wait a minute. Aha! Weren't initializing the variable. Oh my gosh. I think that explains probably everything. Hopefully. I think our power is flickering. The lights keep flickering, so I might die here at any moment. This is a huge map. I should have done a different map. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. No! Why? What is wrong with you? Seriously, what is wrong with you? I don't understand. I wonder if the normal is wrong. Normal. Nope, it's vertical. That is correct. How big is this? Should be enough. Oh, wait a minute, wait a minute. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay. Normal times minus. Alright, that should be it. Yeah. Deceiver is too powerful. Yes. I think you are right. The whole game needs to be nerfed. Next patch, everything. The game executable itself will be nerfed. That's actually what Meltdown and Spectre are. They're my attempt to nerf the game, and I wasn't able to do it, so I had to resort to nerfing all computers. That's what happened. I think it's working properly. Yes, it is. Awesome. That feature I'm going to mark as complete. Works. Excellent, excellent. Alright, checking that one off the list. Rectifiers are stealth by default. Now, the other thing that we need to fix is the health healing animation. Basically, and then there's also another thing we need to do, which is cap the maximum amount of healing. Said it's going to be hard. Yeah, it wasn't. Actually, that was pretty easy. I am shocked. So, the other thing is the healing. Basically, actually I should switch teams. Alright. Basically you can use rectifiers to heal turrets and force fields and minions. How old are you, and how long have you been programming? I am 26, and I've been programming since I was a kid. Like, 9 or 10. Yeah, so this healing animation here, see how it's all... So this is a problem because now I can see exactly where these things are. So... I think instead I'm just gonna make it like... Yes, yeah, I'm 12 years old and I haven't been programming for very long. It's pretty garbage. Just a garbage person, really. Oops. So I think what I'll do for that is 29 and still haven't released a real game. Hey man, I like to, sometimes I get worried about like, oh my gosh, a lot of famous people, a lot of famous game makers were like 19 when they released their game, and like I get worried about that a lot. But you know, a lot of people just get lucky and stuff, and there's a lot of factors that you can't control. So I mean, if that helps motivate you, that's good, but I guess for me it just like stresses me out and makes me worried, like, oh, I'm never gonna accomplish anything. Started this year with forcing myself to work on a game every day for at least 1 hour. Hey, that's awesome, man. That is a noble goal. Alright, let's see. So we're only going to... We're only going to do the last 20% of the animation. Actually, Not just like 32 when Minecraft was released? Yeah, that sounds about right. So we're only going to do the last 20% of the animation. And that should solve that problem. Hopefully. Try to work on my engine / game an hour every weekday as well. I attempt for about 3 to 5 on the weekends though. Yeah, that's awesome. I remember, I mean, I used to do that. Same thing. I understand how difficult that is to do. So kudos to you, my friends. Doing good work. There we go. It's a lot more subtle now. I can't even see it at all. Oh man, that's not gonna work. Alright, here's what we're gonna do instead. Do you think being young is important in the indie biz? I don't think so. Did you guys see Dusk came out? There's a game called Dusk. It just came out in early access. I'm like peripheral friends with the guy, the developer. I mean, there's multiple people working on it, lots of people working on it, but the main guy is like I think he's like around 30. I mean, he's married with kids and stuff, so yeah, I don't think it's, and he's doing fantastic. Like they got a Steam pop-up thing yesterday, so they're doing really well. So I don't think it's important to be young in the indie biz. Oh, you just bought it? Yeah, it's an awesome game. It's pretty fantastic. You messed up, Clover. Oh gosh. No, that's awesome. Okay, so instead of this particle thing, I think yeah, we're gonna do this differently. Jonathan Blow must have been a bit older when Braid came out. Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was in his 30s. Yeah, there's a lot of people working on Dust. The main developer is still Solo. Carulo94, thank you so much for that follow. Oh, he was in his 40s. Yeah. Yeah, Jonathan Blow would definitely still classify himself as indie. Certainly. And I think he still is. You know what I should do? He was like the first mainstream indie dev. Yeah, he's like indie AAA. Lerp and Yeah, Hambone. It'd be exciting to see what you got going on. Crossbar, thank you so much for that follow. Welcome to the stream. Oh, cursor. It's oh no! Yeah, more like oh no. Yeah. Maybe you could add a channel to the Discord with Try My Stuff so people can post there what they're working on and get some feedback. Hey, that sounds awesome. Yeah, maybe like just like a dev channel. People talk about game development. Yeah, I would absolutely do that. Yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun. Let's see. I want to learn some C# this year, mostly for app development. How is the language for cross-platform? Is Mono a pain to work with? Someone else is going to have to answer that. I mean, C# is easy with Unity, but I have not. I think it's kind of a mess in terms of like. I mean, the thing I think is the industry standard is like Xamarin, and I haven't used it honestly. I've heard it's okay. I don't know. Mono is pretty solid. I've messed around with it in college. Yeah, I've used Mono. It seems... It's weird, though, now. Now you have .NET Core and all kinds of stuff. It's kind of confusing. Let's change this to something else. Heal effect. Heal effects. Tried a few dev channels, but they're all so too many people, not very personal, too many rules. Your channel could be the relaxed channel for a handful of devs. Yeah, that sounds pretty cool. Probably still the only thing, yeah, you want to kind of be focused, I guess, which I guess our focus would be, I guess, like C++ and kind of low level stuff. Probably still pick Unity over it though if you want to go with Mono. I'd almost say just go ahead and write your own tech. Yeah. Don't write your own tech. Okay. Alright, so now all we gotta do, really this should be instanced. Yeah, you know what? We're gonna do... Yep, that's what we're gonna do. Can I join the Discord? Yeah, the link is in the description. We don't have a channel for dev yet, but yeah, honestly, the people in the general chat are like a lot of Linux people and just, yeah, kind of low-level type people. Let's see, make transform. Alright, 1.5 minus... I don't know how big it's going to be. Oh, crap. I don't have a way to instance color. Dang it. This might be a longer term project. I want to do instancing for this, and I can instance position, but I can't instance color, which I need it to fade from 0 to full opacity, and that's not gonna be easy. Oh boy. Copy our instancing code. Gonna make a new Effect. Yeah, that right there. Wonder how hard this would be. I think it's hard-coded. Buffer data. Yeah. I don't have a good way of doing that. Well, we'll do that later. But until then, this should be okay. We'll just set it to like 0.2f. And oh. Alright. See how it goes. I have to write that. What doesn't have a target on it? Force field doesn't have a target on it. Lesio, hey, what's up? So weird. Doesn't have a target on it. Frogger Prodigy, thank you so much for that follow. Welcome. Okay, let's... Lesio, thank you so much for that follow. Welcome to the stream. Great to have you. This is gonna crash. Let's see. "555 crazy 555." Thank you for that follow. Welcome to the stream. This. Probably there's going to be other crashes because I just removed the health component from permanent force fields, which they shouldn't have been taking any damage anyway, but let's see. Oh, sure enough. What am I working on? I'm working on a new healing effect. You kind of came at the end of the stream, sorry. But working on a new healing effect for this. That should work. I have these things called rectifiers in my game, and they heal things. And previously they were visible. You could just see them, and so I had this particle effect that went from the rectifier to the thing it was healing. It was just like, and then it would heal it. And now the rectifiers are invisible by default. Whoa, what is this? Whoa, that's weird. So yeah, now the rectifiers are invisible, so I need a new effect that doesn't give away their position. Oh, William Cheer! Thank you so much for that, host. Welcome. We were talking about you earlier. All good things. Everyone should check out William's stream. He's pretty awesome. He's really awesome. Oh, why? That's really weird. That was a crash in a completely unrelated bit of code, which I'm not sure what that's about. Twangle, thank you so much for that follow. Welcome. Alright, what is this? Different thing. Let's see here. I'm not. Zero. Same thing. Still a force field. Oh, I always go to attack. Heal it. Oh, that was so small. Oh my gosh, you can't even see it. If I make a minion, I'll be able to see it. Looks like old vector games. Yeah, that's kind of the idea. Alright. You... Okay, so you can see it. There it is. That's kind of cool. It works. Just needs to be tweaked. It needs to fade in, which I can't do today. But we will do that next time. It needs to fade in. It needs to probably have a easing function on it of some sort. And then probably some other things. It needs to be bigger, start out bigger, and yeah, we'll tweak all those things. yeah, we'll tweak all those things later. Alright, you guys came in kind of at the end of the stream, but